Good afternoon, everybody. This is Miss Malika, and we are on STEP Lab Session 2, talking about time management. One of the things that is very important is that as college students, you begin to manage your time wisely. And what we find is that's a hard thing to do, especially if we've been challenged in the area of managing time in high school, or if we are not accustomed to a structured environment or a lot of time. Some of us are exposed to a lot of time here in college, and we are not sure how we need to manage our time. One of the things I want to read to you out of the textbook is this, and I want you to think about this because this might be you. Time management is my biggest problem. When I have to choose between leisure time and study time, leisure time always wins. I end up cramming the night before a test. One of my roommates, however, starts studying a week ahead of time for his exams and does much better than me. My problem is that nobody is here to make me study. In high school, my parents made me study. Here at college, there's always something else I'd rather be doing. This, for the most part, is the testimonial of most college students or most freshmen. And one of the things that I want you to think about is that I want you to do a comparison. And from 11th grade, which is probably your hardest high school year, to your freshman year here at IUP. What are some of the differences that you find with your time management skills in high school versus your time management skills in college? In high school, your teachers may have given you more time to hand in papers. You were able to give excuses as to why you couldn't hand in a paper or a project, and they gave you more time. But in college, the due date is very important, and so maybe that's an issue for you. Like the student said, in high school, people were on your back. You need to study, you need to study. In college, there's no one here to force you to go to class or to study after class. Nobody's telling you when to go to bed at night. You can go to bed at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and then get up and go to class or not. So time management is something that is very important, and it's very important that as a freshman, especially in the PACE program, that you begin to try and master that. So let's talk a little bit. One of the things we talk about is strategies. What are strategies that you use to help you to manage your time? Do you write things down in your planner? Do you have Post-its? What are the things that you do to help you to manage your time? So that's assignment number 1, okay? I would like for you to, we're going to actually go to Moodle. By the end of the day, you'll be able to go to Moodle, and I want you to discuss how you strategize. What are the tools that you use to manage your time properly while you're here in college? Do you have Post-its all over the place? Do you have your calendar highlighted in different colors to help you remember? What is it that you do? Do you meet up with a group of people that are in your class so that you can talk about when things are due and the time frame? So this is something that I would like for you to do, and to go on Moodle probably by the end of the day today, to go on Moodle, and you'll have until now, until Wednesday, to just discuss a little bit about how you strategize and what tools you use to help you to manage your time. You can see behind me that this is a typical day from about 8 a.m. until about 9 o'clock p.m. One of the things that you will see is that it's really important when you're managing your time that you incorporate some important pieces. One is wake up and eat. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But also to make sure that you're scheduling your study time and balancing your social time. So you may have to go to class, to Ms. Diaz's class or Dr. Beisel's class, but you also need to make sure that after those classes, you're looking over your notes, you're taking some time to do some studying, to rewrite your notes, because sometimes what you wrote in class may not necessarily be legible, or you may need to write down something that was a little bit more clearer to you. So it's really important in your time management while you're here in these next 2 weeks to create a schedule for yourself. This is actually the schedule of someone's hardest day. So I would suggest to you that you take your busiest day, okay? Could be Wednesday, could be Thursday, the day that you are constantly going from morning to evening. Take that day and create a schedule. You will be able to, I think Mr. Theo has some schedules, but I think you can also just write it through from 8 a.m., give yourself half an hour increments, 8 to 8:30, 9 to 9:30, 10 to 10:30. Take that type of schedule and write down the very things that you do throughout the day and begin to manage your schedule. So much so that if you find that you are socializing for 5 hours in the evening, then challenge yourself to take some time to maybe take 2 hours and get all of your schoolwork done. And then the rest of the time, maybe you can socialize. But the important piece is to know that time management is big and that you are now in college and this is a different pace. There's a shift that has taken place and you need to transition in order to be successful academically. So when we're talking about time management, we talked a little bit last week about your learning style. One of the things that I will have available for you is a time management strategy sheet, which talks about different time management strategies for the different learning styles. This will also be in Moodle as well, and you'll be able to take a look at this, print this off if you need to do so, and just have it in your folder in your room, have access to it, so that you can look at different examples that would help you to manage your time and some different tools that you can use to manage your time. For example, if you're a visual learner, you can use pictures, or as I said earlier, do some color coding on your schedule. You can post sticky notes on the bathroom mirror or the refrigerator to help you, to guide you through your daily schedule. If you're auditory, you can request auditory reminders from a roommate or a family member, or give yourself a daily reminder by talking out loud to yourself. And if you're a tactile or a kinesthetic learner, break up long assignments into workable steps. So if you have this big assignment, take it into parts, take it into pieces, and work with them individually. Or post sticky notes with daily reminders, and then when finished with the task, savor pulling off and discarding the note. So if you say, I have to do this, 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 and this, and you have different sticky notes up, the nice thing is when you complete that task, the goal is to remove the sticky note so that you now have a minimal number of sticky notes up than when you started. So these are some of the things, the strategies that can help you as a college student in managing your time. And again, Mr. Theo is available, and he has his study management program that he does with students. And if you're struggling in these next 2 weeks and you really need to buckle down with your strategies and with your assignments, then that's one thing that you might want to think about. If you recall, we talked in session 1 about managing your experience. You have to manage the college experience. Don't let the college experience manage you. And so that means you must take control over what it is that you need to do. If you need to make some changes in your daily routine so that you can be more successful, do that. If you need to study differently, and we're going to talk a little bit about that next week, do that. But whatever you need to do to be successful here in your first year at IUP, we want to help you do that so that you find academic success. So basically, that's what we're talking about here in our time management session. Um, Take some time to write out your schedule. And what I would definitely consider is, if you do not have a daily planner, make sure that you go up to Walmart. Somebody said they have them for $5 maybe, or the dollar store. Grab yourself a planner and force yourself to start writing things down and start creating a study time, nap time, social time, homework time, so that you can now have more of a better schedule and a better handle on your daily routine. A lot of times college students have talked to me about this whole idea of going to bed late. And I go to bed at 2:30, 3 o'clock. I had a student say today they go to bed at 2:30. And I said to myself, there's no way that you could be functional when you go to bed at 2:30 in the morning. And someone might say, well, yes, I can. But one of the things that we want to do is create a more healthy study and time management strategy. It's important that you are managing your time in such a way that you're maximizing your time, so that you're getting the study time in, so that you're getting the nap time in, so that you're getting the social time in, and balancing all of that so that you can be successful. And that's why we're here. Remember, you created goals. You created a personal goal statement. Some of you said, I want a 4.0. Some of you said, I just want to do well in college. I want to graduate. I want to transition to Indiana. Whatever your goal was, time management is going to help you to get to where you need to be with that goal. And so time management is huge. It is very important, and I'm encouraging you to start this week by doing something that will contribute to a better time management schedule. Like this board, take your hardest day, your roughest day, your most challenging day, and begin to sit down and go from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., half an hour increments, and say, okay, what are some things that I'm doing? What are some things that I can change? Maybe I can do less time here, more time studying, less time socializing. Whatever you need to do, I would suggest that you do that so that you can be successful. So that's time management. Definitely think about how you use your time, and think about how you want to balance your time and the importance of balancing your time. Of course, you know that I am available for any questions or any ideas that you may have on balancing your time. Please send me an email if you have any questions or thoughts. Once again, you'll be able to go on Moodle, and you'll be able to complete the discussion and talk about some of the strategies and the things that you use and why you use them, and why they are helpful for you in your time management. And we will definitely get back together next week. Our next meeting is on Wednesday. So I really am hoping, I'm really excited about what you're planning to do this week to really make some changes on your time management. So again, we will be back here together on Wednesday. The video will be posted Wednesday, so I'm looking forward to talking about study skills and some of the things that we need to do as far as prioritizing what's important, how to learn how to do a little bit more skimming in your reading. What shouldn't I read? What should I read? Where do my note taking, 3x5 cards, whatever your learning style is, we want to help you to study and help you to retain information. And so that's what we'll be talking about on Wednesday. I think, at this point, I want to look at if I have any announcements for you. Thank you for attending. Thank you for viewing the videos and submitting the assignments. And also, I will have a survey that will be available to you. However, before you can take the survey, because you're a part of the study, you will need to sign an informed consent letter. And I want to read this to you very briefly. You're invited to participate in this research study. The following information is provided in order to help you to make an informed decision whether or not to participate. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. You are eligible to participate because you have been chosen to participate in the STEP Lab program at IUP Punxsutawney campus. The purpose of the study is to determine the degree to which your participation in the STEP Lab and student satisfaction of this program was contributed to your academic performance and motivation. Participation in this study will require approximately 90 minutes of your time, and that's for the focus group that we talked about, and a completion of a pre and post survey, which is not considered a part of the STEP Lab. Participation or non-participation will not affect the evaluation of your performance in the lab. First, you will receive instructions and expectations prior to the start of the focus group, and we'll talk about that a little later. Then you will be asked questions that pertain to your satisfaction with the program. You will be videotaped, and upon completion of the program of the focus group, your responses will be analyzed and interpreted for future use to improve the STEP Lab. So I want to thank you guys for being a part of the STEP Lab and also being a part of the research study, which is going to help me tremendously. Please note that there are no known risks or discomforts associated with this research study. Your participation in this study is voluntary. You are free to decide not to participate in the study or to withdraw at any time without adversely affecting your relationship with me or IUP. Your decision will not result in any loss of benefits to which you were otherwise entitled. If you choose to participate, you may withdraw at any time by notifying me or informing me as I'm administering the test. Upon your request to withdraw, all information pertaining to you will be destroyed. If you choose to participate, all information will be held in strict confidence and will have no bearing on your academic standing or services to receive the university or receive from the university. Your responses will be considered only in combination with others in the study. The information obtained in the study may be published in scientific journals or presented at scientific meetings, but your identity will be kept strictly confidential. If you are willing to participate in this study, then please sign the statement below and then you will give that back to me. So this is the form that you're actually going to sign if you participate. And it has your name, your signature, date, phone number, and the best time that you're available. And that could be any time. And then I sign the bottom. Because you all are online, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave these in Mr. Theo's office. I'm going to ask you to stop down before Wednesday to sign this. I'm going to leave an example, and then I'm going to pick these up on Wednesday when I come up, Wednesday evening. If you have any questions, you can feel free to ask me if something wasn't clear, okay? So I read the front page, and then the back page